What's up everyone, Vu of Envu Films back with another video. It's gonna be a quick one. Today I'm gonna be talking about the Ulanzi little 2x teleconverter that makes the Osmo Pocket 3's lens look like a 40mm instead of the 20mm lens that it has. And in my 1-year review of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, I mentioned that Ulanzi has this little lens attachment on their website and that I had just ordered it and when I finally got it, I'll review it. So this is what it is. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys went ahead and bought it. Also, I mentioned that it exists, and I appreciate that you guys, trust me in that fashion. But again, I haven't reviewed it yet, so you won't know if it's good or not. And to be honest, it really depends on who you are as a videographer, filmmaker, or whatever, if you think that it is any good. Because on the surface, it comes in a nice case and all that stuff. Everything is fine. It seems like it's well built, and it works. For me, it magnetically attaches to the Osmo Pocket 3, no problem. And it doesn't make the gimbal go limp like the junk in my pants in the bedroom after 5 seconds. It's neither here nor there, but I just wanted to let you guys know how life be treating me. So, so what's the issue with this little... So what exactly is the issue with this 2x teleconverter? Well, there's two of them. One, there's a ton of pin cushion distortion. And by a ton, I mean a lot. There is probably more pin cushioning in this lens than there is pin cushions in a high-end Chinese sweatshop where I should be working instead of being a YouTube D-bag trash for talking about such a product that has pin cushion distortion at these levels. However, distortion is correctable in post, which is not a big deal. But the other problem is, because of all this, anything that is not dead center is completely out of focus. The blurriness of the image when it's not dead center is probably equivalent to an Asian kid's vision who has to wear glasses, who spends most of his time playing nerdy video games like StarCraft and is exceptionally good at mathematics, at least 4 or 5 times higher than his grade level. I include myself in that, except I am horrendous at math because the reasoning is obvious. Clearly I'm making a YouTube video, so that tells you enough about myself. When the image is dead center and in focus, it's not like it is deathly sharp either. It's not crispy like the 5 chicken wing and fried rice or French fries for $5.99 at your local Chinese food restaurant. It's not crispy like that. And pay attention, I said 5 chicken wing, not chicken wings. It's chicken wing, 5 chicken wing. At your local Chinese food restaurant. It is more like an egg roll left in the Chinese food baggie for a little bit too long. So that's what I'm saying. It really depends on the type of videographer you are, because if you're the type that wants deathly sharp imagery all the time, then you're going to be like, yo, this is some straight Chinese manufacturing trash. And that could be true. But then if you are one of those dudes who like character in your footage, you might find this lens kind of nice, kind of something that you could appreciate, especially if you want to use your DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is basically just like a wide angle vlogger camera, because although you could kind of get cinematic footage with it, you can't like film an entire cinematic film with it by itself. Like it's just too wide all the time. You got 20mm and your other option is like a 16mm wide angle attachment. It just doesn't cut it, at least for me. Like I need something tighter. I need, 40mm, 50, 60, 70, 85 to mix in. I can't film wide all day. You know, that's why this camera has been more supplemental than it is like something that I could trust exclusively to walk around if I am trying to film a narrative, you know. But because of this 40 mil, and if you know its limitations, like it could only be sharp in the middle, you can get some interesting shots with it. You know, you can get some shots that tell a little bit more story than just like a super wide angle all the time. And yeah, although it's not like super sharp, it's, I guess, sharp enough where it looks pretty cool, in my opinion. However, I think the attachment causes the actual autofocus to struggle a little bit too. So it kind of hunts a little bit. I also haven't updated my firmware on this camera, so there's that. But if you want more like creativity out of your DJI OSMO Pocket 3, then sure, I recommend, you know, getting this 40 millimeter, knowing that it has its limitations, distortion, corners and stuff like that. Like nothing is ever going to be in focus unless it's dead center in the frame. And even with that, you know, your autofocus might hunt or something. But yeah, like if the 20 millimeters, you know, if you want a little bit more out of your, you know, Osmo Pocket 3, and unfortunately, I think this lens is sold out anyway, so it doesn't matter. Whether or not it's going to be in stock again, I don't know. But if it does and you just want to mess around a little bit more, then yeah, sure, and you have the money for it. But honestly, like if you're thinking you're going to get the same quality as what it has here at 20 millimeters, you know, standard, and you're sticking this little attachment on that, you're going to get the same quality. No, it's not. It's like, it's not that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just want to make sure I get this out really quick, just so that, you know, no one, because one, I promised the video, and also so that no one goes out there buying it, not knowing what to expect. And again, that's the danger about YouTube. You know, you see douchebags like me talk about stuff and it hasn't been reviewed yet, and then you get excited too, assuming that it's probably gonna be good, and then you go buy it thinking that it's gonna be like super solid. And honestly, I did too, because, you know, hey, my initial test was just clipping it on, looking at the footage on this little screen. I see that the green thing says everything's in focus, and I think it's good. But then obviously when I look at it on the big screen, I'm like, yo, like this is really jacked up. You know, distortion and all the distortion and out of focus and stuff like that. So always wait for legitimate, you know, unless you're just like, you like playing around with gear like me, unless someone has reviewed it thoroughly, don't go out and just like buy stuff based on like seeing someone unbox it or something like that on IG or YouTube Shorts or TikTok. Wait for an actual use case review, you know, because for the most part, Ulanzi has been very trustworthy with all their products that I've ever tested. This one kind of threw me off a bit, especially with like the limited usability of it. You know, it's funny because I had contacted Freewell asking them to do a 2x teleconverter like last year, and they told me that the lens would be too heavy for the gimbal. Somebody actually told me that this was too heavy for their Osmo Pocket 3, but mine worked fine. But maybe what they mean is if you make the lens proper, where there's no distortion, everything is sharp, it will be too heavy for the Osmo Pocket 3. So maybe they're right about that. And, you know, Ulanzi just said, hey, this will probably work, threw it on there, figured everything's okay without doing any thorough testing, which is not uncommon, but yeah, there's that. Hopefully this video is insightful. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully helped you with the purchase decision on this 2x teleconverter if it's ever available for purchase again. Because currently I think it's sold out on December 10th, 2024. Until next time. Lighten up.
Hey man, what that trat?
You mean this portable fogger from Ulanzi? It just hazed up my 900 square foot office in like 3 minutes. It also has this built-in wireless remote capability. This thing is absolutely awesome.
That and your lighting, it unprofessional.
What's wrong with my Ulanzi 20-watt stick light?
The light, it not versatile. It too weak, not bright enough.
I'm only using the 20-watt version right now at 25%.
It takes too long to set up.
I don't know what you're talking about. This thing inflates in one breath.
Let me show you.
Oh, you need to take a day off. You're like a Chinese restaurant open on Christmas Day. I think it's pretty damn versatile. Built-in battery, 12 and 20 watt versions, bi-color.
No screw hole to mount the light.
Bro, it has a hanger, a strap, and built-in magnets all along the back. You could stick this on practically any metal surface and you can hang it anywhere. If you can't find a use case for these lights, it's your problem.
It takes too long to put away.
You mean like this?
Sign up for my how-to shoe for Ulanzi masterclass. Only $29.99.